Greetings, everyone, and a warm welcome to another edition of Marketing the Invisible. My name is Tom Poland, beaming out to him from little Castaways Beach in Queensland, Australia. Joined today by Kristine Kloser. Kristine, g'day, very warm welcome. Where are you hanging out?
I am in Pennsylvania, not too far from Hershey. If you're familiar with Hershey chocolate, I'm about
Oh,
45 minutes
yummy.
from
Oh,
there.
yummy.
Yep.
It's a wonder you're not looking much more voluminous than you are. Factory visits on Saturday morning. For those of you who don't know Kristine, she's a USA Today and a Wall Street Journal best-selling author. And if you've ever been published, you will know that that is a pretty frickin' big deal. It's a little bit of, actually about a mile high above being a Kindle bestseller. She knows what she's doing when it comes to publishing books. She's also the CEO of Capucia Publishing. That's their author-centric approach to publishing award-winning and, very importantly, best-selling books. She supports business leaders worldwide in that endeavor. Brings us nicely to the title of today's interview, which is How to Publish Your Business Building Book This Year. Cool. Can't wait. Kristine, our 7 minutes starts now. Question number one is, who is your ideal client?
Well, thank you so much for having me here. First of all, you few my seconds to say that. I'm excited to be with you. My ideal client really is a successful professional, either someone who has had an entrepreneurial career or a corporate career, who just knows that they have this book inside of them. They've earned a lot of wisdom. They've, gleaned a lot of information. They've been through a lot, ups, downs, ins, outs of what it takes to be on the path of success. And they want to share that wisdom. And we help those people get that wisdom down onto a book and published into the world.
Perfect. Thank you. 6.5 minutes left. Question number two, what's the problem you solve for them other than publishing it?
Yeah, well, the big problem, I think, in today's world with publishing is that there are several options. And a lot of authors, they don't know which one is best for them. And
Right.
really the sweet spot of the problem that we solve is for people who have an important message to share, but they're not quite big enough and don't have enough of a platform and influence to be able to get one of the traditional publishers. But they're also someone who's established enough and really wants a professional book done, and they have no interest in figuring out self-publishing on their own. So we kind of solve the problem for the people in the middle. They're not going to go traditional, but they're kind of beyond, figuring out a whole new business and learning how to publish on their own. And specifically with us, we solve the problem because even with a lot of hybrid publishers, they require a lot of money. Some of them, you'll pay them and you'll sign away your rights and you'll split your royalties 50%.
Yeah.
And the big problem we solve is that our authors were strictly fee for service the way we do it. You retain all rights, you retain all royalties, but you have a book that looks like it came out of Random House, rather than self-publishing it on your own or spending years wasting time and energy trying to get a traditional deal. That's kind of our sweet spot.
Right. Folks, if you haven't published before, you really need to listen up because Kristine's just given you, the last 15 years of my publishing life. And if I'd had this 15 years ago, there would have been a lot less heartache and a lot more money in the bank account. Kristine, thanks for that. Question number three, and we've got 4.5 minutes left. Symptoms that, what's going to give people a heads up that they need to find out more about what you do? What are some of the typical symptoms?
Well, if they're procrastinating, confused, feeling overwhelmed at I don't even know what the best way to publish my book is, what's right for me. I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
I've seen people who have had their books sitting in their computer, edited for 3 years, collecting cyber dust because they just felt paralyzed around what to do.
Wow.
So if you've got something in there and you want to get it done, the biggest symptom is your book's pretty well done. You're just not taking the next step to get it published because you're just overwhelmed or confused. That's the biggest symptom.
And the other end of the spectrum is you don't even know where to start. You've just got some ideas maybe, but it's there. So question number four, and we've got 4 minutes left. We're talking about people that want to get their message out, and generally smart people. They may not know where to how to get started, but they're going to try stuff. So what are some of the common mistakes that you've seen that people make that you could almost make you cry because they've just come to you in the first place? They could have avoided that.
Yeah. Well, because we're talking mostly publishing, but on the writing side of things, because I have been helping people write their books also since 2007 is when I started doing that. So it's been a long while. And on the writing side of things, the biggest mistake that I see people make on the writing side is that they put the cart before the horse. They sit down, they start writing without having structure in place, without building a foundation, with not having crystal clarity on who the ideal reader is for and exactly how they want this book to fit in helping them grow their business. There's so much foundational work that needs to be done that sometimes I even have people come to me on the writing side of things through my Get Your Book Done programs, where they've already written half their book.
Right.
And then they come to the program and they just go through the first couple of modules and they realize, oh my gosh, like I should not have been writing yet. So that's one of the biggest mistakes I see on that side. And on the publishing side, one of the biggest mistakes that I see is that people get involved working with publishing quote unquote partners without truly understanding what they're getting involved with and what that contract really means and what the terms are and what they're giving up and how it's going to work long term. And I've known so many people who end up working with publishing companies who are like, they didn't get what they thought they were getting. They paid for what they thought was one thing, but they got, a fraction of what they thought they paid for. That's the biggest mistake. So got to read contracts, closely. And if you don't understand every word, you need to talk to someone at that company who can help you understand every word. So you're signing, being informed and knowledgeable and knowing what you're getting into. Please don't make that mistake. Because this is why so many publishing companies have even class action lawsuits happening against them, because they overpromise, underdeliver, but the contract should be clear and you should understand it.
Yeah,
so don't make that mistake.
It's often very opaque, very, very unclear as to exactly what you're getting into. And you feel, I'm a publisher, but suddenly you no longer own the book. They pay you 4/5 to 5/8, so nothing for royalties, and they don't get off their butts and actually market it anyways. You wonder, why am I doing this? Thank you for that. 90 seconds left. Better move. One valuable free tip, a top tip. How can someone take a step in the right direction?
If you've been writing your book without a plan, without putting foundation underneath it, put foundation underneath it. And the first thing that I'm going to ask you to do is find out for yourself, like, what is it that I want to receive personally from writing this book for myself?
Right.
What do I want from my readers? And what do I want for my business? And if you want to go big, like, what do I want for the world? Get clarity on these things first before you get into the nitty gritty of putting words on the page.
I love that. Thank you. Question number 6, we've got 60 seconds left. Where can people go to find out more about what you do?
Oh, of course, you can head over to capuciapublishing.com. That's my publishing company. Again, that's Capucia, Capucia publishing.com. I think it'll be the show notes for you as well.
Yep.
But you can head over there to learn more. And there's an opportunity to hit the Let's Talk button and send us some information about your book and potentially just have a consultation, a setup call with someone on my team to talk about our publishing options.
This could be life-changing, folks. So it's Capucia Publishing, Capucia publishing.com. Go there, book a chat, and have an exploration of how you can transform your business and your life. 12 seconds left. What's the one question I should have asked you but didn't? Real quick.
Why shouldn't I have done this sooner? Right?
Why wouldn't you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Thanks, Kristine.
All right.
Appreciate your insights. Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.